Good morning, good morning, good morning. I say good morning, but it's actually noon for some of you guys. Um, Maybe it's not. I'm not too sure. But what I do know is that I am tired. I am so tired. Man, I had this new envision. So, you know that I've been in school for college for a while now, right? And, you know, I've been doing engineering. Um, and it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. But the thing about it, chat, is that man, I just don't know. I am not able to like just sit in a classroom, watch a lecture, and then go home and do some class notes. Like I just don't think that's me. I think I need to be more on the innovative side of things, maybe like perhaps building something. And so that's mainly what I'm gonna be focusing on now. As you can tell by the title, we're gonna be trying to make this little guy right here. Watch this. Boom. Oh my god, see how clean that was? Oh, I had my what's it called? My manager set that up for me. But yeah, so as you can see here, we'll be building this little guy right here. We got our little BMO here. We'll be 3D modeling it first for today, and then we'll do it on a smaller scale, of course. But then after that, we'll go ahead and start making it bigger. Maybe tomorrow or the next day we'll be working on that screen of his, so we'll get various face expressions and so on. And I think this is a fun little project that we could do, and I think the build will turn out great. I don't think it'll take too long either to create, so I have high hopes for this. Of course, we'll probably just print it out in regular white filament PLA, and then probably just paint it. This is SolidWorks. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with this 3D design at all. Um, I'm certified in SolidWorks, although it's the CSWA, so it's the Associates for CSW or CWS. I forget which one it's called. I was working towards my professional one, but then I stopped because it was high school and I wanted to graduate. Or no, like it wasn't gonna affect my graduation, but like it was senior year, I had that senioritis, so it was a whole different thing. But yeah, so I'm most familiar with SolidWorks. I know other people use like AutoCAD or um, what's the other one called? Onshape. I've also used Onshape before too. But yeah, I got SolidWorks here, so we'll start with that. For starters, we're gonna do a sketch, and we're gonna keep it on the front plane just for now. It's been a while, so don't get me wrong. I might be messing up a lot of stuff. We're not too worried about dimensions at the moment. I think we would want this to be okay. So from the origin, we're gonna want a square, but I want the square to be a certain type. What is this? Are these millimeters? They're probably millimeters. Okay, it doesn't matter. We just want to make sure that those are going to be the same size. So let's just make this like 200, and then we'll replicate that on the other side. So here I'm just trying to make a small square, or not square, rectangle. Did I say 100 or did I say 200? I think I said 200, right? Yeah, perfect. Okay. So I just wanted to make those are just the two lines, and I'm gonna build up from there. I wanted it to be centered on the origin, so I just made two separate lines to connect them like that. And then after that, then I'll extrude out, and then we could probably just make that BMO shape that we're looking for. This isn't gonna be like I'm not gonna be too picky right now about dimensions. I'm just trying to get like a base, and from this base, we could build off it. Okay. Um, Once I actually have all the shapes and stuff, and then we can start messing around with like actual specific dimensions and parts. That's gonna be another entirely different thing too. So that probably be another stream or something along those lines. Just because I know that once we build something, it's gonna be completely different when we actually need to get the correct size and shapes of things. Because the test that I want to do with this BMO, I want to make it a small version of it. So the actual BMO will probably be this like the screen will probably be the size of like my phone or something. Yeah, I got a iPhone 16 Pro Max, right? No, 15 Pro Max. So I'll probably be like about that size. Like I don't know, what is it, like 3 by 6 inches or something like that. So I'll probably get one of those screens. for the actual intelligence part, because of course, whenever we have a BMO, we want it to actually speak to us. And with that, I would probably have some type of microcontroller, maybe like a Raspberry Pi of some sort, and then I can maybe put a small LLM in it. That being like a what's it called? A small AI model inside, and then just referencing whenever it talks, it will talk in BMO's dialect. But yeah, these are big plans for me. Big plans. Okay, so let's let's just try to keep everything even. What do you guys think about 500? I think 500 works. Okay. And since these lines right here, these are vertical lines, I believe since these are parallel, they automatically are uh next to each other because they're connected by this top bar here. So if I change the length of this side, for example, let's say I put like 700, it's going to change the length of the other one because it's connected by that top uh, line. So boom. See how I just changed one side, it automatically changes the other side because they're connected by this top line, I believe. It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure I'm trying to like teach as I'm doing things just so you guys also understand what I'm doing. But yeah, so I think 600 might be good. What am I saying? Let's just look at BMO, am I right? I'm honestly, you know what? Who cares? Wait, no, I had it before, didn't I? This is why I need a producer. Producer, yo, that guy is asleep. He's supposed to be here watching this stream, and he's not even here, guys. Can you believe that? I don't know. These managers, am I right? You want me to play guitar? Okay, look, I'm quite the musician, but I'll play guitar another day, bro. Just let give me some time, chat. Give me some time. Give me some chat. Let's make our BMO first. Let's make our BMO first. All right. So with this sketch done, you can see we have our lines. We have our 6 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh, from here we want to move to our extrude, I believe. So features, extrude base. Boom. Now we're just gonna pop this guy. Let's extrude him a bit like that. What do you think about that, chat? We could round that up to like 400 units. Yeah, that's about the size of BMO if you ask me. Boom. Look, guys, we got a cube. Or not a cube, a rectangular prism, they say. Rectangular prism. So with that all in mind, dedicated supporter, what do you mean with it? Feel free to add me. Okay, cool. All right, so with this, we have our little extrude base here. Um, we're probably gonna have to design those little buttons that he has. I need to figure out how to switch back to that screen that I had open before. But once I do, it should all be it should all be good. Because I know he has he has like what those 2 buttons and then that little um D-pad switch, as well as his actual face. So as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and go back to our sketch real quick. We're just gonna like hollow out a bit of this base so we could just like that would be like his face. I think just getting that just getting that portion right would be great. So let's go ahead and do that. So if we go back to I believe it's basic tools, let's sketch on this face. Okay, boom. Let's find our origin again. So our origin is right here. So from we could go, I would say about maybe like 375 ish is probably where we want to be. So if we go here, we go to 375. Boom. Okay, now we're in the center here. This is great. This is what we want. So now I'm gonna delete this line after, but I just want to get like his face dimensions about right. So this might be like 140. 140? Yeah, I think 140 is relatively good. So we'll do here 140. And as I said again, I believe these are millimeters. I will double check the dimensions again. Um, because I don't want to be wrong. I said 140 on the other one, right? Yes. Okay. Now with that, then we could get this line. We could delete that because we do not need this line anymore. Okay. I was using that as a baseline to build up to his face. This bottom portion is where we're gonna put all his actual like buttons and stuff. For now, I'm just trying to get like a cube base. I know when we actually build BMO, he needs to be hollowed out and stuff. So we'll probably end up doing various different parts. So we'll probably model out like his D-pad button, and then we'll model out his different size buttons. And once we do all that, then that would be a whole different process when we actually put it all in assembly. So we'll work on that in just a bit. For now, I could probably just do this actually. And look, that would be our BMO face right there. How do you think that looks, chat? I think that looks relatively good. Actually, I'm not a big fan. I think this needs to go. I think that's good right there, if you ask me. I think that's really, really good. Boom. Okay. Now with this, I believe what we can do is we go to features again, extrude cuts. That's what we're looking for here. So now we're gonna extrude inwards. So this is through all, I believe, or blind, right? No, through. Okay. So there's various different parameters you can use here. I'm not sure if you can see them actually. Yeah, I don't think you guys can see it. I'm looking at my other screen. Okay. Anyways, so we have blind here. Now we have through all. Then we have up to next. These various parameters up to vertex or so on. These are like different ones you can use. Um, and they'll just be used like up to body. So if you had another body on the other side, then it automatically clicks all the way over there. Through all goes through the entire base or the entire model of what you currently have. And right now we're just looking for blind. Blind, we can kind of just do it on our own, which is kind of neat. For me, I'll do something like, oh look, it is millimeters. Let's just do like 110 for now, just so we can have some like hollow part, and we'll do that. We'll check it out. Nice. So you can see here now we have a little hollow part inside our build. This is probably where our screen will go. Of course, it would probably be hollowed out. I'm thinking we are going to have like the front panel and then the actual separate box itself. So BMO's like face that opens up, that will be its own build, and then the actual box hollowed out will be another thing. But that box inside really is just going to be um its own little thing. Just because it needs to like harness, it needs to have all that Raspberry Pi, the AI stuff, and maybe some other different peripherals. Like I think BMO does some like little gestures, and like his screen lights up, or even his buttons light up. So with that, we'll probably have to add some type of LEDs inside or some type of light system. But yeah, for movement too, we'll probably have to add servo motors inside as well. So that's going to be a whole separate thing that we got to focus on. But that will just be another thing that we can work on at a later time. All right. So we got base BMO here, which is pretty neat. Um, the next thing I want to do is probably make those separate buttons. I know I should probably do all this in a separate um like a separate build. So for example, you could do like different builds of different things, and then you can get all those builds put in, or parts, and put them all together in an assembly. And in that assembly, you just put basically pop things in one at a time. So you could see an entire assembly build, but you know that before you see the entire thing, you gotta have those separate parts so that you can build those separate parts, make them into one. It's a whole thing, and I probably should have just done that at first, but I wanted to show you guys like a brief overview of how like BMO will actually be created and look. So I'm basically doing the assembly part without doing the parts first, which I'm basically doing the opposite, but you know what I mean, chat. You know what I mean. Yeah, I'm having fun with this actually. This is a pretty neat build. I knew it wouldn't take too long to actually make. So it's relatively simple. Oh, wait, did I just need to do that? Chat, I think I figured it out. Watch this. Oh, I did. Look at me, chat. Okay, so if we look here, like at these BMOs, I would have to move my screen again real quick. Oh, that's the wrong. There you go. All right, so if we look here, we got, okay, so he has like a line and then a circle. And I believe these things are going to be protruding outwards. We're just trying to make something relative. It doesn't have to be exact. We're just trying to make something that's like kind of in the ballpark, if you know what I mean. So he has some oval shape here. Oh, oh, look, chat. Look at this. Look at this. So his screen is actually curved. So these little curves right here, we can actually fix real quick. Um, that will be really, really easy to do. So we don't have that square box shape. It's a rectangle like box. It's going to be more of like a arc. We can switch that up. So we'll do arcs here, and then we'll do another arc on the bottom down here. Like for this long line. So let's focus on these two things. So we'll fix this arc here on his actual face, and then we'll do this arc on the bottom here as well as the little circle. These dimensions are probably not going to be exact, but I'm going to try to get them proportionate. Like, for example, here, it looks like this distance here from this D-pad to this little speaker, I believe, is the same distance from the D-pad to these start buttons. So as long as we get these things, like this dimension correct, then I think we can worry about these triangle and these other two little circles down below. And it seems that these two are the same size as well. So that'll be easy to replicate. All right. So first, let's fix the concavity or the concaveness of these two of this face, and then we'll do this little speaker and this button right here. All right. So then if I do that, and then I go back to here, I'm a genius. Okay. So let's go back to our sketching feature. That's nope. That's extrude. Base model sketch. Okay. So we're gonna sketch again on this plane. We're going to fix this. So I believe if I do this, I can add some type of. Did I? I might have. Oh, because it's already extruded. Oh, 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 oh. I gotta go here. I gotta go to the sketch. Okay. Let's add this. So okay. So if I go here before the cut. My bad, chat. My bad, chat. This is a learning process as well. Oh shoot! Hold on, chat. I need to get my daily dose of dopamine. Man, I love Eminence of Shadows. My fault, chat. I need to get I need to get that dopamine level. In a way, I just repeated myself. All right, so continuing on. We're trying to concave this sketch here, and I believe I'm doing it right. I'm not too sure. I should have done this before. That's my fault for not looking at the sketch, but I'm pretty sure I could just press this, right? This sketch filament. So I got these two lines. Now can I do this? Boom! I did it, chat. Look at that. Boom. All right. I do not think it's that small. I think it's very, very big. So let's try to up that a bit. Let's try going 50 maybe. Whoa. Oh, that's 150. That's why. Let's go 100. No. Let's go 50. Um, chat. Do you think that's accurate? No, that's too. Because then even if I do it on the other side, no, that's too big. I think it needs to be like 30. Yeah, I think 30 is a good number. And then we'll do the same for these. Keep that 30. Boom. We'll do the same for these. Boom. And then we'll do the same for these. There we go. Now, if we get out of that, okay. So now that should be good. Now, do I gotta extrude cut again? That's probably what I have to do, right? Now, why is this grayed out? Oh, exit sketch. That's what I got. Can I rebuild feature using sketch? Show the problem. Wait, what? Can I rebuild the feature using this sketch? Oh, okay. I see. So, so this line, that line needs to go. There we go. There we go. Now it's followed up. Okay. So the problem I had here was I had an extra line coming out here in the sketch, and so it couldn't do the extrude because it was just an extra line hanging out. So if you had like that oval shape like this, there was a line going like this. So this line was preventing the extrude from happening. So if there's like an oval like this, but then there's a line right here, this extra little line was causing it not to fully extrude throughout the base because it's just a line. There's no 2D shape for it to hollow out. Okay, with all that being said, we fixed that. So look, it's nice and round. That's badass. I believe I could say that. Anyways, so now that we have this dimension, we can make a new sketch. So let's go back to sketch 4. Now we're gonna work on. I'm gonna do the base here again, and this time we're gonna be extruding outwards. Let's go here. Let's sketch. Okay. So we know that this has a middle part here. Let's grab this and let's go down a bit. I'd say like 65. What do you think, chat? 65 or 66? Let's go 66. Actually, no. 65. Nice. Okay, so this will be our arc. Let's see if we have that somewhere. I believe it's this, right? Arc point. But which one would we need? I'd say we need the 3.1. So we have this. Okay, never mind. Let's just do our own thing, chat. Let's just do our own thing. So from here, let's move out a bit and then let's go up like, I don't know, 9. Let's go out again another. Okay, I think we're going to redo these. This should be out by, let's say, 6. This other one will be out by, let's, actually, no. I like that 9. Let's move this out by 9 too. And this will be 9 as well. Nice. So then from these, I'm going to get rid of these other lines. So this line I'm going to delete. And this other line I'm going to delete. And then we can do that arc that I was talking about, which I believe we could just do a tangent one. Boom. Nice. And now we're able to go out longer. I'd say maybe about here, question mark. Let's double check. Let's double check that, chat. Let's go here and then let's go to boom. So it seems like it would be about okay, I think my arc is a bit too big. Yeah, because that arc is supposed to be around around here. It's supposed to end. Okay, it's supposed to end on that curvature, on that little. Okay, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not. We can fix that, chat. We can fix that. That's an easy fix. Basically, we got to move back. So right here at this point is where like this point is where our little arc is supposed to peak at. And then I think this is a good space to end it though. So that's good. So let's move this back. So if we want it here, we want the peak. So I would say maybe like depending on this distance to here, whatever this distance is. Wait, we can just check right now, Loki. So we go here, we go here. It's a nine. Oh yeah, it's 9 radius. I'm okay. I got this. Watch this, chat. Watch this. Watch this perfection. All right. So we're gonna go down here, right? Boom, right? This is our spot. Now we're gonna go. This is gonna be our peak. So we're gonna go down a little bit, right? It doesn't matter. We can go down like that. Okay. Now we're gonna go out 9. So wait, what the? Okay. Okay. So this needs to be 9. Boom. And then we're going to add our 9 here. And then we're going to add our 9 down here. Boom. Okay. Now we're going to get rid of all these. Delete. I think I can multi-select, right? I don't want to delete that line, but I might have to. Okay. Delete. 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 Okay. And then we could delete this as well. We do not need that. We don't need this at all. We don't need this at all. And then we could honestly delete this line, but before I do, I might as well just do this. So replicate this line here, and then I can delete that line. And then we do the arc. Everything's patience, chat. Everything is patience. And now if we look here, we do this dot. Okay, yeah. Now if we do this dot, we could see it directly aligns with our our arc, our little dome. We did it. Boom. I know that was a little workaround, and that was a little bit more like weird, I would say, but we got the job done, which is all that matters. Speaking of which, we're almost done with our build actually. I just need to finish this little speaker thing, do the small buttons, and then we'll be done with this stream for now. I think starting next stream, I'll focus on one, unboxing the big printer that I got. I gotta show you guys that. I would rather do that here. Although I have another camera set up in my like kitchen area. That's probably where I'm actually gonna leave the 3D printer, but that might be on Friday, or even this weekend. So we'll coordinate like that. But for now, yeah. Okay. So we got that done. Now we just gotta replicate on the other side. And honestly, I was thinking about it. I could have just done this one way. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. Anyways, so let's do this again. I think that's too big actually. We might need to go like 145. Heck, let's do 140. And let's do 140 for this one as well. Okay, then let's do the same arc. It should be the same size no matter what. Then we're going to delete this. Delete this line. Boom. Okay. That is there. That's gonna be extracted out. Just a tiny bit though. Just a tiny bit. Now we have the circle, which I can just move all the way over here. If we go to our BMO again, we can see how big it needs to be. So it's a bit bigger than our size here, which is intriguing because honestly, now that I think about it, our thing is a little too thick, don't you guys think? Actually, no. I think that's good. I think that's good. It's a little bit not proportion, but we'll get the proportions right eventually. So I think if we do this and we go like just a little bit bigger, so I might just estimate that to be 15. How's that looking, chat? How's that looking? That's looking relatively good if you ask me. It's I know it's not like perfect, but it's about right, chat. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't need to be perfection. It just needs to be somewhat accurate. Oh, and I keep forgetting to move my camera. You know, I'll just leave it there for now. I might adjust it later, but when we're looking at the BMO stuff, it's fine. Okay, so it seems like this is in the middle, and it seems that the D-pad is right on that, right where that arc starts. I think is where the D-pad, that left D-pad is, and it goes till the half point, the midpoint. Okay, so arc, and then, or I guess tangent lines, and then midpoint. Okay, we could do that. So here, these are the tangent lines I was talking about. Let's move that down to like, I don't know. How big is our BMO right now? Oh yeah. Because those bottom ones are going to be. Oh, I haven't. I forgot I did that with SolidWorks. Actually, no. We'll have space, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that then. Okay. Because if we do that, and then we have same length out here. Yeah. Okay. I think that's good. That's a good length. Okay. This is going to be. Let's just estimate it to be 70, and then we have our midpoint here. I do not know how to get a midpoint. I'm gonna be real. Oh, never mind. I got it. Is there not gonna be a line? Yeah, there it is. 70. Okay. So this is where we're gonna start our actual cube, or our that little base thing. So let's just do a rough sketch. Doesn't have to be exact. We're kind of just doing something real easy. I don't know who's calling me. Remember, this is not perfect. This, oh my, wait. It needs to end over there. Okay, okay. Let's okay, so if it starts here. Okay. I think we're gonna have to make this a little bit bigger so it's proportionate. Let's go like this, and let's go like, these need to be accurate. Something like this. We'll get the dimensions right in a bit. But for now, we just want something along the lines of this. Okay. Not too shabby. I guess I actually it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. But at least now we can delete this line. We can delete this line, and we can delete this line. Yeah, that D-pad definitely needs to be bigger now that I'm really seeing it. It might even need to be moved like to the bottom area. Okay, let's just see. I like this size of dimension. What size is this? 120. Let's just do that. 120 or 25. 25 here. Let's do 25 here. Let's do 25 here. And let's do, that should already be 25. Okay. Height wise, I kind of like this height. Let's just do 25 on everything, right? That might be the most accurate thing. 25, 25. That's already 25. It's already 25. Yeah, I mean, it works, but I think it needs to be bigger, chat. But how much? Like, I think it's proportionate to this, at least. You know what I mean, chat? Yeah, because look how skinny the that speaker line is. The speaker is so skinny compared to the actual D-pad. But then you could see like this side is a lot smaller than this side. It may just be my depth perception, like my eyes, but I don't know. Whoa, whoa, go back, go back. Yeah, like this side looks a bit smaller than this one on the D-pad. But maybe it's just my eyes. I'm not too sure. But this speaker's a lot skinnier. Like this is really skinny compared to this. So maybe I shorten that length instead of those nines. I put like sixes. Let's try that, chat. Let's try that. Yeah, you see how thick this is? It's a little too thick, I think. I think. So if I decrease this radius instead of being nine, let's do like a six. How does that look? That looks better, but now this thing is too big. So I think that could go down to like I don't know, 12. Okay. Okay. Everything looks a bit more proportionate now. My only concern is that this needs to be like ah I don't know. Okay. Let's try extruding these little things then first. Okay. So let's go to features. Let's extrude. And we're gonna want to do that outwards, but not by too much. That is a lot. Let's go like 32. I don't know. I kind of like that 32. How that 32 is poking out. Let's do like 20, maybe even 15. I think 15 is good. Boom. This one, let's do 15. Actually, no. Let's do 20 on this one. Oh, they're the same. Okay, if that's the case, then yeah, we'll just keep everything the same. This will be 15, 12 as well. Okay, does not look it too bad. You can definitely tell that this is a little bit smaller, but I think it's working out relatively good. Okay. I'm pretty surprised. I'm pretty surprised. Okay. Let's finish it up. So we know that these two sides are going to be not I mean they will be equal distant. So I just want to get the size of this real quick. Or, or the distance here. 39. Oh, that makes sense. If this was 70, 70 minus. Yeah, okay. So 39. Okay. So we want to go 39 below here. What the? Okay. Let's open up the BMO again so we can see. So if it's straight down the middle, it seems to be on that arc. And that arc's gonna be the same as actually no, it's a little bit thicker. So if we had six, we might go seven. 6, 7. Yeah, okay. I'm too old for this, bro. Anyways, so we got this BMO here. So those little lines right below that D-pad is what we're going to fix up. I don't know why my mouse isn't showing. It's showing now. Yeah, now it's showing. Okay. So you see here, it's compared to the D-pad, I went down the middle at this midpoint right here. And if you go down, it's kind of on this side. It's kind of on the left start button. That's where the arc is. So that little like curved arc, that tip point is where that midpoint is. So I'm going to go from there to the other side, and it seems that on that other side, it kind of just ends off. Not exactly here, but a little bit here. So I'm gonna eyeball it, and then I'll replicate it on the other side, with a fixed distance. I'll just make this like, I don't know, because it seems like this arc starts on this button. Okay, I got it. 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 So this needs to be right here. We'll just do this. We'll do that, and then we'll change that arc to 7. Wait, it's supposed to be the other way around. I'm supposed to flip it. Okay. Let's delete that. Let's go here. Let's go here. Oh, let's go here. Then that's going to be 7. And then we're going to go a bit outwards. Like, I don't know. Like here. And then we do the arc again. How does that look? Yeah, I think that works. I'm gonna be real. I really think that works. Okay. So now we're going to this side is where the arc begins. So we're going to want this to be our starting point. And then go that. How long was this? 37.5. Here, let's go to 37.5. Boom. And then we'll do the arc that I wanted to do here. Boom. And then we'll finish this off over here. That side. And then get that arc. Okay. Those should be done. Easy peasy. And as my mama would say, lemon squeezy. Okay. So those are done. Now we just need that triangle and then those 2 buttons, and then I believe we should be done. Now those proportions are going to be very eyeballed out. They're not going to be fixed. I do not know exactly what's going to like be in that position. All I know is that it's going to be relatively eyeballed out and kind of just our own little thing. So with that in mind, let's try that right now, or try looking at what it could be. So it seems the midpoint is, for this circle at least, for this big circle, is going to be the midpoint here around that arc. So that arc is going to be the center of this circle, and then we're gonna make a big circle. So if this is radius 7, right? This radius is probably going to be, I have no idea, like 20. 20? Do you think, Chet? 20? That's 7. That's another 7 would be like this. Plus more. I would say probably 20. So I'm gonna do a 20 arc here. Let's just focus on that button first. I think that would be the easiest thing to do. Okay. So going back here, it's going to be this point. So if I grab a circle, I'm just going to follow this line like about here. And let's just go 20. I'm gonna be real chat. I think it's like 28. I'm gonna go 28. That's gonna be the big red button. Let's check it out. So if you see there and you see it here, what do you think, chat? I think that button's the right size. Everything needs to be like, at least from the grand scheme of things, like if you look at actual BMO, I'm relatively sure everything's going to have to be scaled up a little, just a tiny bit, like a tiny notch up. But I will get the correct dimensions for all that. This is kind of just an eyeball to see if I can actually model everything. And it seems like I am able to have the capacity to do that. Or the not the capacity, but the ability to do that. So all this is basically a test. But for day one, I think this is really, really good progress. At least understanding like, okay, these parts aren't going to be as bad as I thought they would have been. Okay. So I think that's good. Now we got to try doing that triangle as well as the that triangle. Uh, I think it's all eyeballed at this point. There's no direct. Maybe the midpoint of this. So the midpoint of that 25 could be that triangle length. And that triangle just seems to be a big triangle. It's not as big as this, so it's probably not going to be as big as the 28 we have. But I would say maybe it'll be like 20, 20, 20. I think a 20, 20, 20 triangle. It seems to be, I guess yeah, all sides seem to be the same, right? Probably like a equilateral triangle, right? I said that right? Geometry. I think it's equilateral triangle. I keep forgetting my mouse is not showing, but this right here, this equilateral triangle is right here. And then this, it's probably the midpoint right here, this midpoint of the D-pad. Then it's that. That's what I'm gonna estimate that on. This circle is just honestly just going to be a huge. Actually, no, I think that circle might be aligned with this. Okay, it is. Okay, I'm gonna do based off that. Triangle's base is going to be aligned with this midpoint of the D-pad here, and then the circle's radius is going to be aligned with the bottom of the D-pad right here. Okay, with that in mind, I think we can do that. So this midpoint right here, boom, that's gonna be a triangle. I don't know how far out it's gonna be. I would say maybe here. Oh, that's a circle. We're going to make a triangle. And I said it's gonna be like about 20. So let's just align it here. Let's go that. How much is 20? No, it can't be 20. It needs to be like, let's do 25 or something. Okay. Let's make that 25. 25, 25. No, that's too small, isn't it? Whoa, 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 that's too big. I think a 30 by 30. 30. Needs to be a 30. Is it me or does that look too small, chat? That looks insanely small, doesn't it? Okay, but I think that's accurate. That those 50s. Uh, let's see. So if you look at that, look at that. No, it's more shifted. Yeah, I made it too early. The height is similar, but I think where it's positioned is not correct. Yeah, it seems like that end should end on the radius of the bigger red circle. Well, that's fine actually. That's better input. Okay, I'm gonna keep that 50 though. That 50 dimension I think is really good. So let's do this right here, and then let's delete this. All these will be 50, but if we have this. We'll go 50. Oh no, I don't want it that way. Okay, whatever. I'll just delete this. Let me do that. Now, how does that look? That might not be the best representation. Hmm. Let's look at it again. Actually, no. I think it needs to. Oh, you know what it is, chat? It's that length of the speaker. The speaker just needs to be longer. That's all it is. I think the triangle is accurate. It's just now that speaker length needs to go up. Okay, that's doable though. That's doable. Okay, so we just increased this length. I forget what that length was. What length was this? 140. Let's go like 150. Whoa, the heck happened? 175 maybe. Oh, it's going the other way though. I don't want it to go that way. That's why. Oh, there you go. Let's go like that. And then these will be 50s. Okay, there we go. That's looking better. And now I believe this radius was here, correct? So we do this, and then we do something like that. About 12. We said 12. Okay. Boom. Now let's extrude these features. How do we do that again? Is it not here? Or I guess we gotta here go to feature. Are we not able to? Yeah, extrude them, no? Oh, it's because this line. Okay. Hold on, chat. We're basically there. We are like 99%. Oh, exit sketch. Is that what I need to do? Wait, what? Okay. Okay. Oh my god. I almost crashed out, chat. It was just gone. Oh, it's because I didn't select anything? No. Hmm. This is what an associate in a what's it called in SolidWorks does to someone. You forget all these little steps, all these little things. So let me go ahead and fix fix this. I'm trying to. Okay, so I sketched everything there, and I'm just gonna extrude everything by 20 millimeters because I'm not trying to do anything like. I'm just trying to get a baseline of what this model is going to be like, and I think I have a pretty good representation of it. Yeah, the D-pad and the little start buttons, and maybe this little speaker are a little bit disproportionate. I think the base too is also just a little bit too big, but I think this draft in general is relatively good. Um, so I'll keep this. I'll take this. I'll take this. I'll take this any day. I do want to just extrude these buttons and the D pad and stuff, just so we can have like a full like round view of this BMO. And then after that, I'll probably just end stream for today since I do got work, or as I dare say, that GOB. Dude, what am I doing, dude? Anyways, all right. So let's figure out how to extrude this because I did it before, but I don't know how to. Because I'm pretty sure it's here in features. You're just supposed to. Oh, here, you guys can watch with me. Look, I'm pretty sure it's here in features, but I might be trolling. Is it? Because I don't want to exit sketch. Is there? Oh, it's this line. That's what it is. I found it. There's just a line there that was messing up the extrudes. Now if we go here, we go to feet. No. What? Oh, that line's non-existent. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Because if I exit that, then I go here, right? If I go to sketches again. How are these? Bro did not censor. What? What? Yes, I did, bro. Yes, I did. I think I did censor that JOB word, bro. Wait, how are these extruded, but these aren't? I'm so confused. Did I? No way. I have to rewatch my video just so to understand what I did. It's because I extruded before, and then I made the sketch after the extrude. Perhaps. Perhaps. What if I just went back to the blah 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 blah? I go here, right? What if I just end this extrude, right? But if I delete the extrude, would it delete the sketch? I don't want to risk it, dude. I spent too much time on this. I'm a bureau. You see, because it's like I can't do anything anymore. I think it's because I already did the extrude, so maybe. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I just delete the extrude. I'm gonna try it, and if it breaks, GG. Following items. Oh, oh, chat, look, chat, look. It didn't delete the sketch. Oh, I'm so smart, chat. I'm so smart. Okay, I found this. Yeah, yeah. So that's what it was. I knew in my heart that that was the right thing to do, but I didn't want to risk it because I was scared. But you see, that's the whole point in life. You gotta. If something is there and you want to chase it, but you're too scared to take that risk, sometimes you just gotta take that risk so that the scare goes away. Because 99% of the time, what you feel in your heart is the right answer. Put some motivational music in the background for that one, chat. That's a great clip, by the way. All right, so let's extrude this, baby. That could be taken out of context, bro. All right, so uh, how do I extrude? Go here, extrude base. Awesome. Let's just extrude all those by 20 or 12. And boom, chat. Boom. Mmm. Oh, that is delicious. That is perfection if I've ever seen it. Look at that, chat. That is BMO right there. Look. Look at it. Look. I think that is pretty good. That is very, very accurate. And that's why I gamble. That's what I'm saying, bro. If your heart tells you that you need to gamble, if your heart tells you, hey, I need to risk all my life savings on black and put it all on black, then do it, you know? Because what's the worst that can happen? You lose all your money? If anything, that would just motivate you to make even more money so that you can make it back. You know what I mean? It's more of like, okay, if I have $1,000, right? and I spent it all on something that I really enjoyed, then that feeling of enjoyment, that fulfillment is gonna motivate you in itself to remake that money. So if I have $1,000 and I enjoy gambling and I gamble all those $1,000 away, that feeling of gambling, that like addiction, not addiction, I say, but that feeling of enjoyment and fulfillment, that in itself is gonna motivate you to make another $1,000 so that you can go back and enjoy that feeling again. And it's just a repetition like that. And that's a good thing. So if anything, you should be doing certain types of things because that motivates you and your heart to be like, all right, I want to keep going with that. But that's just me though. A lot of people aren't to my high intelligent intellect that I have going on right here in my big brain. But that's cool. Everyone's their own person. To each their own. They can do what they want to do. But for me, it's more of like feeling how good that feels. I listened to my streamer and now I'm broke. Listen, 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 listen. You first of all, you misspelled streamer. Second of all, if you follow my advice, I guarantee you will not be broke because there's a difference between being broke and having motivation. Would you rather be broke with no motivation, or would you rather be broke but with motivation? You see what I mean? There's a difference. If you have motivation, then you're guaranteed to remake that money, if not more. But if you lack that motivation, then you won't have any of that. And for me, yeah, maybe you will become broke, but at least you'll have that motivation. And that motivation is something that you cannot replace because most of the people in this world lack that motivation, lack that thrill in life. But if you're motivated to do something, I think that in itself is worth living life. Thank you. With all that in mind, though, BMO, look, I did it. I did the sketches like I was told. I did what I was told, like a good boy. You see, we got the peripherals. We got them all there. We got that little speaker and the button. We got his face hollowed out. We got his D-pad. We got the start and the select button, I believe. And then we got the triangle and the two other circles. I would say they're relatively accurate. Honestly, now that I'm seeing it again, I think it's low key like perfect. Of course, when it actually comes to all these things, we're gonna redo each part. So that speaker is probably gonna be like hollowed out actually. The other buttons here, like these buttons are gonna be their own separate button things. Like these will be their own parts. So would this be, and so would these select buttons, and also this. But I think this speaker is just gonna be hollowed out, just like how this screen is gonna be hollowed out. So I believe next stream, this is just like a base design so you can see like the full model. But next stream I'll model out the different parts. I'll do the triangle, and we have the dimensions here, so that's perfect. And then we'll model out these parts separately and in their own assembly, and then we'll hollow out this entire cube. So there's gonna be two parts to this cube. It's going to be the front face, which is that panel that's gonna open up and close, kind of like have a latch on the side, and then we're gonna have the actual box by itself that's hollowed out. And I'm thinking we might even have, because you see how this is like hollowed in and then the screen fits in here. We might even have another part where like the front screen is like an actual like screen, so it can hold in that slide slot for the LCD screen that we have going on there. But I'll get into that more. I know the sides don't have the BMO yet. That is going to be whenever we actually do the base, which is going to be represented here. As you can see on this side, you have his words. He has his little like speakers, then it says BMO. That will be modeled whenever we do that back base. But other than that, I hope all you guys enjoyed the stream. I gotta end it shortly. I got work in a little bit. I gotta eat lunch and then head out to work. But thank you all for tuning in again, and of course, I'll see you guys in the next one. And as I say, chamos.